I blame that on Reggie, personally. But at the same time, I mean, he was attracting so many colleges to the school that it was a gift for me, because I had all these schools coming around.
The high school you went to, Helix, was a football powerhouse. Yeah. I think your junior year, 8 of your teammates went to play the highest level of college football, D1. Yeah. You were teammates with Reggie Bush. Yeah. And you and Reggie, fast forward to college, the only 2 people ever who've been high school teammates and both in the same Heisman finalist class. What do you think made Reggie Bush so talented in high school?
God, I mean, a lot of things. I mean, for one, I mean, he just was so much better, especially on a high school field. I mean, I remember when he was 14, 15 years old, coming up playing with us, and I mean, he had so much better. I mean, he was such a better player: speed, agility, change of direction, vision, than anybody else out there. Even as a 15-year-old, I remember people constantly, he's going to win the Heisman one day, type of talk, which I'm sure gets said about a lot of high school stars, right? And there's a lot of those kids that are high school stars, and he just was such an exception, so much better than everybody else out on the field, and certainly a lot of work there, right? I mean, obviously a lot of a natural ability, but Reggie was a guy that was very humble, worked really hard, and always had. And excelled in a lot of areas just naturally too, though. So yeah, it was just this crazy combination of talent and work ethic, and it was fun to be a part of, fun to watch. We were really good. Football is a team sport for sure, but at the high school level, when you have a talent like that, I mean, he was pretty special.
And how motivating is it for you as quarterback when all these people are coming out to evaluate Reggie, knowing?
Yeah, it was like a double-edged sword. For one, I didn't get to throw the ball very much because we obviously were pretty good at running it. And
how true is it that you were secretly at times hoping he'd get tackled so you had the opportunity to throw?
No, never.
Oh, come on, that's
no,
really?
Never.
You sure?
Yeah. You're trying to win a championship, in high school.
That's not what I heard.
High school championships, man, when you're in high school, that's a big deal.
I mean, but did you guys even have to worry about that? Your dad, who's the principal, was saying you guys were blowing people out by more points than he was even comfortable with.
I mean, we were pretty good, and certainly my senior year, we did lose once, though. It was kind of this shocking upset. Did lose the league rival, so I mean, it was possible. It was the only game we lost, the only game I lost in high school. But yeah, it was this double-edged sword, right? I mean, we were so good. We obviously were kind of a run-first team, and there were a lot of games at halftime I was out. We were up by so much. So I didn't have many pass attempts, bottom line, because of, I blame that on Reggie, personally. But at the same time, I mean, he was attracting so many colleges to the school that it was a gift for me, because I had all these schools coming around, and I had all this access, right? So at the same time, I mean, you name the school, they were probably on our campus at some point looking at film of Reggie. I mean, he was that good. So yeah, it was nice for me that there were all these college coaches on campus, and that I did get looked at.
How much did watching your older brother Josh play football, and then those Friday night sessions with him and your dad reviewing the game, help in kind of indirectly getting you into it?
I mean, I distinctly remember, my older brother's 8 years older than me, and so it's a big gap, right? I mean, we never competed against each other. He was always so much bigger and better and stronger that you never could. But from the earliest I remember, I mean, I remember watching him play, right? And as I was a young kid, he was going into high school, so watching him go into his high school games and watching him play, and he played quarterback, and he's the reason I wanted to play quarterback, and definitely walked around in his shadow, wanting to be like him, right? The way he walked, I walked. I remember being a kid and my older brother's slightly pigeon-toed, and I remember walking around trying to be pigeon-toed, I wanted to be like him, right? That was the deal. And I distinctly remember there were a bunch of little brothers. I remember at his high school game at Helix, right? So I'd be watching him play, and they were really good. He was a good player, and Helix has always had a really good football program.